Hello there and welcome back to the Background Dancer channel. My name is Jason and in this video I will be discussing one of my current favorite online platforms, Dance Masterclass. As you can see from the title of the video, this is a new update following up from the one I did 2 years ago. So if you haven't seen that one yet, pause this right now and click here to get a better context of what Dance Masterclass is to begin with and what we will be covering today. This is not paid content, but rather a genuine expression of my satisfaction with their work and my continued advocacy for true innovation within the world of dance. Speaking of innovation, do check out the Background Dancer podcast for more content on all things dance. We've recently concluded season 2, which covers a roster of pioneers and one-of-a-kind innovators who have successfully transitioned their careers and are now masters of their new areas of expertise. Or you can also go look at my other playlists such as Antonio Talks or Mosaic in Malaysia to have an even wider view of what dance can and should be about. After zoning in on various specifics in my first review, like who the service is for, the content structure, the cost, and the comparison with other similar apps, this video will focus on the general pros and cons and my personal reflections. I always like to end on a positive note, so I'll be providing 2 cons versus 3 pros. But before we begin, I'd like to reiterate the reason of why I love this platform so much. Well, because they just get the basics right. Starting with their availability on both the web browser and mobile app, their slick and smart features resemble all of our favorite streaming services nowadays, such as YouTube or Netflix. But some more notable ones include your ability to create your own playlist, favorite videos, visible video durations, and subtitles, which we'll get to a little bit more later on. In addition, the in-app calendar feature enables you to schedule your classes ahead of time and stay updated regarding your class completions, aided by the tick widget for effective progress tracking. With their abundance of offerings, it can sometimes be difficult to remember what classes were already attended, or simply if you need a clearer pathway to achieving set goals. Of course, the downloadable workbooks continue to help you consolidate your work even further, and as you can see, they definitely know what they're doing, as all these minute details are so essential in providing a comprehensive learning experience. So if that wasn't already a pro, let's start with my first one. Although you can go to Google or any private studio around, what makes Dance Masterclass so good is their excellent curation of info that makes life so much easier for learning dance. The clean categorization of dance styles and academic content prevents any logjam when filtering through the platform. Despite their constant addition of classes, they've managed to keep the platform from overloading by doubling down on quality control. Yes, I'm looking at you, Netflix. How, you may ask? Well, through content diversification. Instead of having 100 instructors teach 100 classes, some instructors spread out their knowledge by teaching 2 or 3 different classes based on their same expertise. So if you take a liking to a specific individual, you get to see and learn more from him or her. For example, as a psychology graduate myself, my current favorite is Peter Lovett's series on dance psychology, where he also covers psychology for teachers, as well as very specific mental skills for dancers to survive in the industry today. The training plan is a top-notch addition to the menu, and so are the 5-minute classes that give you nice bite-sized excerpts from the main series. And to top it all off, pricing plans have remained simple despite the addition of a tier, making it convenient to know what exactly you need before beginning your journey. Now moving on to the first con, and this came with a realization from using Dance Masterclass after all this time, and that is something called sophophobia. Yes, I'm not kidding. This concept actually exists and is derived from the Greek words sophia, which refers to wisdom or knowledge, and phobia, which of course refers to an acquired fear. Therefore, sophophobia is the fear of gaining knowledge or learning something new. Take me for example. As someone who had an Asian upbringing and an acquired scarcity mindset that is quite common among dancers, I tend to have a heightened sense of utility, where everything I buy or use must be fully appreciated and lead to an advantageous outcome. For example, choosing a university degree, or in this case, subscribing to Dance Masterclass. As a full-time dancer, I was clocking in between 8 to 10 hours a day and either do not have the time or was just sick of hearing or seeing the word dance once I get home. This self-inflicted burden to improve as a result of watching Dance Masterclass was initially very overwhelming. And little did I know that all I needed was a little mindset tweak. Instead of treating it as tuition, I started to see it as watching Netflix or even a little documentary of dance personalities, movement, and cinematography all meshed into one. The moment I stopped perceiving it as work or study, learning became fun again, which is essentially what Dance Masterclass is all about. But for those of you who make your living through other means, this shouldn't be and hopefully is not an issue. Alright, the second pro in this video is their college/university culture, as this is the one platform that caters to the theatre dance community, most notably classical ballet, jazz, and contemporary dance. I spoke about this in my previous review when comparing them to the likes of Steezy and CLI Studios, in that the latter appeals more to the entertainment and YouTube class community. Dance Masterclass, however, mirrors quite closely a degree curriculum, which bodes well for those who are aiming to or are already pursuing one. They start off with the basics before gradually adding difficulty levels. Each instructor also maintains their unique teaching and production aesthetic even across different classes. You see, it's not just the breadth, it's the industry depth that has made Dance Masterclass a true standout. They are consistently recruiting the best and most relevant talents in the business, which goes a long way to establishing user trust. One really cool addition here is their Dance Masterclass Original Certification. As we all know, certificates help embellish one's CV and instills a psychological boost to continue upskilling. Here are some of my very own after completing various courses. While it's not a big deal, these little achievements do provide a feel-good factor and a nice personal challenge. They've also made full access plans available for schools and organizations at a 65% discount with a purchase of multiple memberships, which is a lovely gesture since students and emerging professionals are probably their main customers. All in all, Dance Masterclass is not just a dance app anymore, it has slowly become a culture-setting platform of how to become a better learner. Next up is the second con, and that is the lack of accuracy in subtitles. Now, I preface this by saying that I've only seen the English versions, as me and my partner watched Dance Masterclass together and she is not a native English speaker, which means she requires a bit of help. They literally have no punctuations and have the occasional spelling error which can be somewhat distracting. The feature looks like it was applied using a quick transcription tool instead of by actual professionals who are knowledgeable about dance-specific phrasing and terminology. The subtitles are also not available on the mobile app, so if you are traveling or do not have your laptop around, this may be a cause for concern. Nonetheless, this issue is more impactful to the dance education collection and maybe less so for technique and workout classes. Luckily, dance is the one art form that doesn't require a heavy use of language to communicate, so I hope this isn't too much of a problem in the long term. Having said that, I do empathize as I also use transcriptions in my videos, and it requires a lot of work that may not even necessarily be that important for the average user. So like I said, just a little kink in the armor. Now finishing up with the final pro, and that is something quite crucial and what has caught my attention as an educational content creator myself, which is the presentation value of their education. While fandom and idolization culture may not always be helpful in personal growth, I cannot help but admit that I spend a lot of time jaw-dropping at the sheer quality of their instructors. Similarly to Masterclass with Gordon Ramsay, Malcolm Gladwell, Dan Brown, etc., people on Dance Masterclass are some of the most star-studded names on the planet. But it's not their brand or social media popularity that makes this point. It's the fact that they are not just great artists, but also educators who travel around the world making a living based on their educational expertise. While most teachers are comfortable presenting live and thrive while feeding off the energy of the students around them, Dance Masterclass has gone and identified those who are also fitting for the screen and who know how to engage on-the-go viewers. As it is exclusively an online learning platform, Dance Masterclass has transcended that technological barrier and aversion to on-screen learning experienced by a lot of dancers, mainly by keeping dance fun. And I talk about this all the time on my own podcast. I keep saying that education can and should be entertaining. So that's it for me today, my new Dance Masterclass review video focusing on reflective pros and cons. If you made it to the end of this video, do let me know in the comment section below what your experiences of using the service has been so far. Last but not least, don't forget to like and subscribe to this video as it really helps with the algorithms and also my motivation to continue bringing really good content about dance to all of you. And if you ever need anything or just want to ask questions, of course, feel free to reach out through the links in the description below. Hope you've enjoyed watching this video. Do take care and I'll see you in the next one.